All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome back to my channel and day 21 of Camp Nano. How is everybody doing today?
Dragging across the finish
Yeah.
line.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments what you're working on, how it's going, and then I'll let my co-hosts introduce themselves and what they're working on today. So we'll start with Barrett and then Shannon.
All right, hi everybody. Let's see. My name is Barrett Laurie, and I am doing my best to finish a middle grade novel this month, and really not doing so hot at that. So if you want to come watch me fail at that, do it here on Morgan's channel and over on mine this weekend for Michael C.B. Chen's Writertown Junction Write-a-thon, which is going to be a ton of fun, Saturday and Sunday. It's too early in the morning to remember all the details, so check out my thumbnail on that where I list all those details and all the links to the peoples. And enjoy it. It's going to be tons of fun. Today, Morgan, I am just working on this blog for the Briley adoption, worst kept secret on AuthorTube. Let's see if I get it done. I've been telling you I'm going to do it for 3 or 4 days now. We'll see if today is the day. Shannon, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Shannon, right under the pen name SD Huston, and I have a YouTube channel under the same name of SD Huston. And I do know that Barrett's write-a-thon is at 1 p.m. His section of the write-a-thon is at 1 p.m. Central Time, with Vixen and Fiction following at 3 p.m. So I have that written down. I don't have anybody else's written down yet, but I have those. And today I am working on more admin stuff. I really want to get to writing my next series, but I realize I just have a lot of admin because I am setting up all my promotions and getting in touch with my beta readers and what else? Oh, and a fantasy promotion that I'm supposed to be getting out today. So yeah, I have admin stuff I have to work on this morning.
Nice. And then I will be continuing to work on book 3. Finish my outline, well, as much as the outline as I wanted a couple days ago. So I'm just starting to write the book. It's exciting.
Is the first chapter fun or scary? Because you both have just done that. Or, well, Morgan's writing her book 3 now, and Shannon just did this. Is the first chapter like liberating or scary? Like, is it nerve-wracking or is it like relief to like get into the final book and be towards the end?
I think our thoughts might be different because, Morgan has been staying with her 2 characters all throughout her books. Those are her 2 points of view, where my main point of view has changed with each book. So it's almost like writing a brand new book, although I did bring in the other 2 main point of views from the previous 2 books. So for me, it was exciting because, I think I said the first line of my book, which I had that first line of my first chapter, which was for the first time in a year, Marigold took a breath.
Mm-hmm. And I love that line.
Yeah, so that was like I was ready to write that chapter.
Yeah,
because you were kind of Marigold in that. You were ready to take the breath.
And then for me, I feel like there's a mix of anticipation and then fear of like making sure their story wraps up well. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be good, but yeah.
As a reader, I'm excited for it. I want to see how the storyline wraps up with Shaw and Emerton.
Yeah,
and apparently we're all going to be on a cliffhanger that we're not happy about, like going into it. That's all I know. That's all I've heard.
Yeah, so I really need to get book 3 done so they can come out around the same time. Let's see. It's Barrett reminding everyone to hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you. And Cyanide's here. Hello. And Jabria, good morning.
I've been laughing because Jabria, when she saw the donut on my dog, she was like, yeah, we tried that with mine and there was a hole in it in like an hour. You should see the living room that she tore up when she first had it on.
You should have shown that in the vlog.
We didn't video. I said to Ricky, I said the one thing we didn't video was like the most dramatic point of the week when she like lost it.
Good morning, Gwenna.
Hey,
good morning, Savion and Laura and Victoria and Cool Gamer. Hello. Let's see. This morning I hope to finally start on the cottagecore YA project I've had floating around in my head. Ooh, I like it.
I can't wait. Love YA.
Sneaking in from the office job, we'll be trying to get some homework and some rewriting done this morning. Hopefully, we'll be productive. Thank you for daily sprints. You're welcome.
We won't tell the day job either.
Yeah. Let's see. Also, some household chores. Just finished a mini hike with the pup. About to stretch and vacuum while she's wallowing outside in the grass.
Living her best life.
Yeah.
House chore life.
See, just finished doing taxes. Yeah.
Oof. Never fun. Isn't that? Yeah.
Yeah. Great line.
Yeah. It's a good line.
Good morning, Eva. And CB's here. And Tiffany. Recovering. So much to get done for the day. Want to stay on track and I already feel behind. It's okay.
9 a.m. How can you feel behind? This is like your 6 a.m. The day is young.
Tea supplies arrived.
Ooh, scones.
Nice.
Clotted cream, yes. Oh. All my favorites.
Hello, Sako. Working on fan fiction.
Okay.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Into the library as a fam. So it was the first time our dog was left home alone. We have a crazy crate training.
Oh, poor little Roscoe, Hoss Roscoe. How's it going? How's he doing? We texted each other. I just haven't answered because I sat down to do this. So
No.
back to you. See? Oh, 20 minutes. Okay, see? Our girl has a little bit too thick of a neck to get it off. So her thickness kept her from, bless her.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, gosh.
No. Yeah. Eva, I'll have to tell you about what she did to our living room.
It's funny how she had to put, the candy of nerds because you're like a couple of nerds, like.
Yeah. Yes. Well, and I'm like, you may find out where those nerds went later.
Later.
You never know when you'll find out when a dog gets into something, but you'll find out. Hi, chicken nugget.
Hello, Maggie. Hello, Sam.
She's sprinting right now.
Yeah, sprinting now.
Cool. I'll go over and leave a like. This Radiant Life. Hello.
Okay. Fair.
Finishing a research paper this morning for peer review later.
Got this.
Nice. Okay, let us go ahead and get started with our first sprint. 20 minutes on the clock, and then we will come back and chat. So happy sprinting, everybody.
I jumped at that.
I did too.
Spooked, yeah.
So how do we do?
You know, I got the videos imported and started watching them and said to you all in the first minute and a half, she snots on me 3 times. And I was like, that's love right there.
Yeah.
So, progress, I guess.
Yes. You said you got to import it, right?
It is. It's imported. So that was fast.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I got that fantasy promo I was supposed to get out before. I got it out everywhere. And it's not over yet. So the 25th. So if you guys like Harry Potter or Fantastic Beasts, it's a fantasy giveaway. I did it on my Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can join to get those prizes and also get all 7 authors who are involved their books for free. So
Cool.
Nice.
Very cool. What about you, Morgan? What'd you accomplish?
I wrote 327 words.
Way to go.
nice.
Finished chapter 1 and started chapter 2. So now I'm in Shaw's perspective now.
Round
I
of
find it
applause.
more enjoyable already.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know.
When are you going to revise book 2?
In May.
In May. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that when we start in June, I'll get a chance to read book 2. That way I can see your changes before I start exchanging. Okay. Just want to make sure. Because I want to make sure I know what the timeline is and story progression.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was us. I saw some great things in chat that we could chat on.
Yeah. This Radiant Life had a question. I'm going to go through everybody's updates, but so you can think about this. Can we chat about writing schedules and routines? I'm trying to create a new schedule and I'm struggling. I'll let you all answer that first.
Yeah, this is funny timing for this because I'm working on a project that I think will work towards this. But I'm going to let Shannon talk about her schedule first because I feel like Shannon is much more structured than me.
I am now, but I think that my schedule, my daily life doesn't reflect that of many others. I'm in my 40s, if you guys didn't know. So I've lived a few careers and my husband's retired from the military. So now I stay at home and write full time, sort of. I mean, I have a neurodivergent son, which takes a lot of time. Although my hubby has really stepped up and done a lot of it. Like today, he's taking time off work to go talk to the doctor to get his next medication round because we have to do that every month with his medication. We have to talk physically with the doctor and the doctor has to see my son. So, but yeah, so he's doing that this month, which has usually been me, but he's doing it so I can concentrate on NaNoWriMo, which I'm not writing. So yeah, he's awesome. I have a great husband. So when I was working, I'm an early person. I like to get up early. So I would get up and just write a little bit every day. And then I did admin, but most of my jobs were admin because that's what my degree or my specialty was in the military. My degree was psychology, but you can't do anything with a BA in psychology. So, and my master's in some writing, and then I started teaching. When I started teaching and I ran my own business as a writing coach, forget writing. That went out the window because I was helping everybody else. I never practiced my craft at all, which was a detriment because I could have been a better writer for my first book that I published. So I would tell you, try to find the time if you can, but I know that can be difficult if you have a job that's all consuming. Very, very difficult to do that. So I mean, now right now I just write down every day. I write down between 3 and 4 things that I know I want to get done during the day, and writing is always part of that. And it's one of the ones that fall off right now as admin is a little more important to get my 3rd book going. But here in the next 2 weeks, writing is going to be more important. So I don't write every day. I write when I'm at the point like, okay, now this is what's most important for me at this moment.
Yeah. So similar to Shannon, before I took this contract, writing was my full-time job. I had other responsibilities and stuff in my personal life that I had to do as well. But for the most part, the writing was my full-time job. However, in 2021, I got really blocked and depressed and just out of my own system, which for me was usually, like Shannon said, I'm early too. So like my best writing time is 6 to 9 a.m. Whenever I get up between 5 and 5:30, at 6 o'clock, I'm usually in front of my computer. Those first 3 hours are uninterrupted. Ricky's not awake. Like, I can do things. So that was for me. But here's what I'll say. So the switch for me in February was I had a friend who gave me a digital planner, and I had never heard of them, never used them, didn't know anything about it, and became obsessed with it. I found myself organizing my day. It reminded me a lot of when I was working. Like, the thing I missed about my writing full-time thing was I didn't treat it like a job. And what I mean by that is I didn't actually schedule it and schedule the things around it. And so, because I fell in love with this digital planner thing, I'm creating one.
Is that what it says? I couldn't understand. Did you say digital planner?
Digital planner. So it's just like a paper planner. So you can print it if you want, but there will be a digital version. And I'm creating it. Are you leaving for work? If so, they're in my pocket of my jacket when I walked. Sorry, keys. Guess he needs them to leave. Anyway, so I'm creating one that's specifically for writers and content creators both, so that you can break your day up and be better organized and not get burned out like I did. And I'm going to include some things like flash fiction prompts and stuff that's unique to us and our community. So that is one of my little products I'm going to put out through Ko-fi in June. So I'm working on that now. So that'll be my in-between project between QLM and the next writing thing. So that's what I'd say. That worked for me. I don't know that the planner will work for everyone. My Virgo mind needs to see it, needs to see my day and have things scheduled and be like, oh, it's 2:00, time to edit or do whatever I'm supposed to do, and kind of move on. And I'm going to flip back to you also. I can say bye to Ricky real quick, and I'll be right back.
I did try that for a minute where I planned okay, for 2 hours I'm going to write, for 2 hours I'm going to do admin, for 2 hours I'm going to do content creation. And I am a focus. I'm a hyper focused person. So that didn't work for me, because when I get on a task, I want to complete it. And if I don't, I feel like I'm not getting anything done. So that didn't work for me to schedule it like that. Instead, it's better for me to say, okay, I got this task, I need to complete this. Now this task, I need to complete this. But what I would say is Michael Aron for Author Level Up just put a video out, I think last week, where he just talked about, what if you just wrote 500 words a day? It may not seem like a lot, and say it's just Monday through Friday. So you get 2,500 words a week. He times that by four times a week in a month. And then, for the year, you would have about 160 to 70,000 words done in a year's time, which if you divide by 50,000, you got almost 3 books there. Of course, some books are longer, but you could have 2.5 books done in that time, just doing 500 words a day, just Monday through Friday. So I thought that was kind of an interesting idea to think about, that you don't have to write a whole lot, but cumulative, you'll get a whole lot.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think it's baby steps. That's one of the things that I did in my planners that wasn't in the one that I got, was small goals, big goals for each day, week, month, right? And then you kind of track, what are my little things I can accomplish. I can write X number of words, I can edit X number of words. And then your bigger goal is, by the end of the month, I want to have a larger number. That's kind of a moving target. But the other thing, Ray, I think you write poetry. So I don't write poetry, so I don't quite know the rhythm of that. So take what we're saying with a grain of salt as far as how it works for poetry, because maybe you need to do more than 500, complete a poem, for example, maybe a more realistic way to say it and do it. Where did you find them? Oh, holy hell. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome.
Say hi.
Well, yeah, I love you. Lost my keys last night and somebody found them and put them on the front table. So isn't that sweet? Instead of breaking into my house, because they have my name on them, so which probably isn't very smart. You wanted to know which house to break into, my name is on my keys.
Yeah, there it is.
So anyway, that was what I would say. I would say figure out, for each of us, that it's going to be different, the answer, I think. And I think you just try. For me, it was trying lots of different things until I could break out of my paralysis, essentially.
And I'm still trying to figure out what that is for me. Yeah. Because Shannon said, I hyper focus as well. So it took me to just focus on book 2 to finish book 2. I don't think if I would have stretched it out and been I'm going to write this much every day, I don't think I would have gotten it done. Yeah. So, and I still don't have a routine or schedule or anything. I kind of just go with the flow a little bit. And yeah, I'm just still trying to figure it out. So I don't really have anything.
Well, and I want
Yeah.
Tiffany to do Notion templates. One
Yeah.
of the things now that I'm kind of looking at like selling digital planners, and it's not really for AuthorTube, right? I mean, I'm not going to like target my AuthorTube audience to sell those. I'm kind of going outside of that for that. But I'm going to encourage Tiffany to do the same thing with Notion templates, because I'm seeing tons of them now that I'm out researching pricing for the planners. I'm like, holy cow, there's a lot of these Notion templates. Tiffany, get on this, make that bank.
Yeah.
So we'll talk.
And another point is too, I'm an indie author, so I self-publish myself. If you are not indie, you don't plan to go indie, there's a lot of things you don't have to do that I have to do, which is all the admin stuff behind the scenes. A lot of that you don't have to worry about. You can concentrate more on your writing and your day job or whatever it is that your life encompasses.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing I think I'm learning from Shannon, this is why I wish more AuthorTube would cross over and talk to each other more. There's a ton of stuff that traditionally published authors could be doing of the promotions that like Shannon's doing. Not all of them. Some of them are exclusive to self-publishing, but I'm noticing a lot of them have crossover appeal. And for traditional published authors too, why not do it? Like, why not do some of it yourself? Don't leave it all to your publisher is all I'm saying, because they're not going to do that much. So, be prepared to do a lot yourself.
Thought that. I thought, well, if I was traditionally published, I'd probably still do a lot of these things.
Yeah. Yeah, completely. Oh, mom guilt. That's a whole thing.
Yeah. Toss the puppy into that and days fly by.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I've had that too, Jessiva. I guess part of me, I can kind of say, okay, well, I spent, 13 to 15 years, I don't know how many years, raising kids. And because I have an older one who's 21 in next month. And my husband was away with the military and he missed a lot of stuff. And so now he's here and he's like, well, let me do what you were doing and I'll support you. And so I still do stuff, but I don't do as much. And I think, but this is his time to bond now that he's not gone with the military. So, but again, situations are different for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think what's your advice for someone with guilt, Shannon, over the writing stuff? You know what I mean? Because at some point you've got to have and maybe this is just the way my mom was always very unashamed of my work. My career is my thing. And, she loved us and gave us as much time as possible. But like, we missed a lot of time with her, just because she was doing her thing. So she kind of never gave us that inclination of guilt, although I know she felt it. So I know there's different ways moms deal with that. What would your advice be? So
every kid takes this differently, right? So my thought was, I'm working hard. Like when I was military, I was also going to school full time when my oldest son was younger. And I thought, this is going to set up a good example for him. He's going to know what it means to work hard for the things that you want in life. Of course, it led him to saying, I don't want to go to school because I don't want to do homework.
I do. There's some good reasoning there, though. I mean, he's not wrong.
But I started my author career in the last 2 years. So my youngest son now, my oldest son is out. He's doing his own thing, but he's really good money and he works hard. And I have, I'm on his bank account, so I can see what he's doing. And he's just stashing money away. So I think something of that went through, even though I was working hard on my career. Now, my youngest son said to me out of the blue the other day, I want to own my own business one day. And I thought, oh, well, it's making it through to him.
Yeah.
So.
I was about to ask it also. I see Jabria, she got a new job. So how's it going? Tell us how it's going. I know it was a good switch. So let us know, because you're just figuring this new creative writing time out too. So
but I think it's funny. Good. I think it's good to show your kids that you value yourself and your own goals.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that will give them a sense. Because that's the one thing psychology hasn't figured out is how self-efficacy. You can't teach kids about self-efficacy. They have to figure it out, but they can see it from examples, but they have to figure that part out. You can't just tell them and they get it. They have to see it.
Right.
So.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
My BA is in psychology, so I love psychology. I'm constantly in the psychology world.
Dig in. My sister, same thing, BA and a master's. So it's like a lot of that coming at me where she's like, what are you really feeling? I'm like, you don't want to know. You don't have enough time. Yeah.
Same.
Funny, I was good at time management when I was teaching and when I was in
college,
but it's amazing how fast you lose it Like you're so burned out when you get done, you're kind of like,
I was.
yeah.
I taught my lost classes the spring of 2019, and I knew I wanted to be a writer. And I had my book and I did all my research in the summer, but I didn't write it because I was like, I'm so burnt out. I just want to sleep all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And and things happen. Life happens. If you're close to family. I didn't know I was going to be gone for 6 weeks taking care of my parents' store because of my dad's situation with his cancer. So things happen.
Yeah.
And be flexible and gentle on yourself. Goals. Yeah. It's okay. For me, there is no goal I have that is set in stone with a date. They're all movable. When life.
That's the way I feel too.
And my family's first. Whatever, whoever they are, whatever's going on with them, if they need me, they take priority. Mm-hmm. Except Ricky sometimes. That is so true.
And that's another thing to think about too with kids, right? Kids, if you raise them up, you do the best you can, but they're going to be gone one day and you have to live your life. If you haven't taken care of you and your goals and aspirations, you're going to feel like, now what? That empty nest syndrome, even personally, psychologically for yourself, like, what do I do with my life now?
Yep, absolutely. Yep, see? It's figuring out that timing, just like CB is saying, like knowing your chunks, which for me, I just had to see it. It was like not having it physically, something I could pull up and look at on my iPad. For some reason, I would just sit on YouTube and like watch stuff and I would just do nothing until I thought, nope, it's time to do X, Y, or Z. And then now I did manage to forget to put some of Morgan's streams in there. We'll talk about that later.
Somewhere on my face. Yeah.
Yes, me too.
Another thought is, right, being a writer is, I heard this the other day, and I think I mentioned it on one of these streams, Morgan's or Haley's, because I'm on both. I was listening to a podcast the other day where they said being a writer is not always about writing. It's about thinking. You're thinking about everything, your world, your people, your characters.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think writing is sometimes when I'm reading. I mean, sometimes when I'm reading a story, like to figure out how they did that voice or figure out a new kind of way to do, sometimes for me, reading is writing.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I agree with what Eva's saying, like having nothing pressing left me doing nothing. If there's nothing like pushing me or like no one keeping tabs on me, there's no accountability, like I'm not going to do anything. Spending time on writing while he makes money. Now I'm functional because of my meds, and I would like to focus more on poetry and fiction writing.
Ricky and I have this a lot, and I'm gonna tell you, we have this thing where it all goes to the same place, right? So whether it's me making it or him making it, it all goes into the same pot. And I like to remind him, my unemployedness has helped us tax time and a few other. There have been some strategic ways that's helped us out. However, I do not let myself feel guilty about that because health-wise, I can't change it. And if I stayed in that place, that was where I was in 2021, and mentally it was not good. It was that was the first full year in my life I had not worked full time, and I don't think I realized until this year through counseling what impact that had on me to feel like I wasn't contributing. When in reality, I had been the breadwinner for a long time, and so it was time for those roles to shift. Like I couldn't do it anymore. So, and that's okay, and he picked it up without saying much about it. And we definitely changed our lifestyle. As you know, we sold our home and definitely downsized and sold a car and just changed everything about our life. But I don't feel guilty about it because it was the right decision for us at the time. And he said, kind of like Shannon's husband said, you really want to do this thing, this is the time. Like this is the universe. There's a whole panini happening. If the universe telling you, like, take a step back and do this right now, this is your time. Yeah. And so I'm doing that and not feeling guilty. I don't know if that helps you, but like try to find that place.
I think you had to find how you are contributing because money is not the only thing that contributes to a relationship.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I've never made the most money in my relationship because I've had to quit my job every time we moved with the military. My husband was full-time military. So, but what I did is I took care of the home. I took care of the kids. I took care of our animals because we've always had a whole house full of animals. You know, I've done all that so that he could concentrate on serving our country and doing what he was supposed to do in his job. And now that he's retired, he said to me, "What's my time to support you?" So, you know, I would never made all the money. I never made that much money, but I supported in other ways. So just find how do you bring the contribution to your relationship, your marriage, your household? You do. There's a reason why it's working. So you do have that contribution there.
Yeah. No, 100% good point, Shannon. And that is no small thing. Like the taking care of kiddos thing and taking care of pets in the house and all, that's work. We just don't value it, I don't think, the way that we should. For all people who are not in the working world and staying home, we don't give enough credit to that work. No. Well, we're going to change that because here's the thing: there is no harm in putting especially a digital product that's very little work up front. If you do the upfront work and put it out there, let it be passive. You don't have to. I watch Zara Hoffman do it all the time. You don't have to push your thing all the time. It's just sitting there, and then whenever someone stumbles upon it or finds it, great, you know. But I'm all about trying anything you can do to make money. No judgment from me on that. Yeah, that's true.
Or you can offer it for free.
Yeah. CB, same. The entirety of my life. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I get that.
I get that too. So
hello, Stella.
Hi, Estelle.
Good to see you.
Yes.
Same, CB. Same. Mine's a big old mess of crazy. I'm so sorry. And that's one thing where I recognize the privilege. You know, I recognize that my mom's divorce was different than most, and we had a lot of advantages, even as a single family, that a lot of others didn't. And I'm grateful for it. Yes, Eva, you know I go to sleep at 9:30.
I don't have a routine because I don't do anything at a specific time.
It's to the point now where like, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I have a specific routine in the morning because Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I go to the gym. So I get up at 5 to go to the gym. Tuesday and Thursday, my husband goes to the gym. And so we switch off who puts the kiddo on the bus, because the kiddo goes on the bus between 6 and 6:30.
Yeah. So my bedtime is I'm like Shannon. I wake up the same time every day, no matter what I do. Like even Saturday, Sunday, I'm to the age now. Here we are at 6 a.m. I guess we're awake. But I definitely go to bed at the same time every night.
I try to go to bed at 8:30, but since I've been on some streams at night now, I'm not going to bed at 8:30.
Same. That's the only reason I'm up late is if there's a stream. Yes. Otherwise, I'm in bed reading.
Yep, me too.
I go to bed usually like midnight or after, which is awful because I wake up at 6.
Second REM cycle by then.
And I agree with this. Your worth is not based on the money you make or things you create. Yes, 100%.
Yeah, that's good.
I need to get on some kind of routine.
That part.
And hello, Annie.
Annie, how's school going? You're almost to break, I think. Yeah. Not yet, but I've heard.
Not yet? We need to watch.
Yet. I know. Everybody's talking about it. I've got to. That's plenty.
That's good.
I haven't cleaned in a month. Between you and me.
I did cat litter this morning.
Oh, see,
that was the first time in like a month for me. Kevin's been covering down. And they're my cats, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's love.
It helped me feel like I was doing more than nothing. And improve my writing.
That's just par for the course of school, I think. If you're in school and not complaining, I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like,
Well, that's me, because I could have been a lifetime student.
yeah. Oh, well, I liked it, but not that much. By the end, I was like, I hate everybody here. Teacher.
Me.
Mm.
So I learned at a young age that overworking was the only way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not okay. Same. It's a process, right? And it's weird. It's like weird when you have, like, for Morgan, if you had to quit for health, it's weird when it happens for health, because we're told, like, or at least the message I always hear in the chronic illness space is like, oh, you overcame, oh, you were able to, like, work through the pain. Like, those are the stories that I remember when I first got sick, seeing, like, hailed everywhere. And it's really counterproductive when you're in a bad place and you can't work, to see those stories, because you're just like, well, guess I'm not one of those. Not for me. I will. I absolutely will, Eddie. I promise. Yeah.
That's not the right invent. Yeah.
Been
I
there.
do that all the time. Yay, pass your apprenticeship.
Amazing.
I just love to complain about it. Same.
Thanks.
Do tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, that's good.
Right there with you. Exactly.
That's good. Yeah.
I think I have internal programming like that too. When I take time off to, like, go watch a movie or watch a TV series or something, there's something in the back of my head. It's like, you could be doing something that's more productive with your life than watching TV.
You know what I started doing, that I don't know whose stream I was on, that was a writer that said to do this. They said, when I watch TV shows, I'm watching for, like, the story arc, the character arc. So that's kind of how I got that part of my brain to shut off, was I made it kind of like work. So when I was watching, maybe it was one of Nia's streams or something, but it was somebody talking about the movie to book thing, and following the story. And so that's how I get around that feeling of, like, you could be doing whatever. It's like, A, I got to spend time with my husband. This is, I guess, what we do now. And two, I just kind of sit there and say, what did they do there that hooked me on that last episode, or, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I feel like it's not totally wasted.
Okay. So we should probably do a sprint.
Is that what we're here for?
This was a good conversation. I have more to say, but I won't keep talking.
Tell us on the next break.
Oh, wait, what am I doing?
Hi, Suey. I hope you're well.
Tiffany said the other timer was too cold, so I got a beach timer for her.
Good call. Good call.
So she can feel like summer is coming.
This is the vibes I'm here for.
Okay, so 20 minutes on the clock, and we will come back and chat again. So happy sprinting. I forgot that the timer did that. It scared me.
Love it at the end of that one every time. It's like Marriott.
A lot warmer than the other one.
Absolutely. It was like burr.
So how'd you do?
Good. I found cute moments in the videos, so I'm in that warm, fuzzy phase until she tears the house up, and then I'll move to that oh my gosh phase. So we're in the fuzzy phase of the edit.
I responded to a few emails, and now I'm working on putting the show outline together for DL Tillery's interview this Sunday.
Yay!
Nice. Let me see. 327. I got 592.
Way to
Wow.
go, Morgan.
Yeah.
You're in a zone.
You like Shaw better too. I know you do.
I do. Untitled chapters are like pulling teeth. I don't know why.
Well, you don't like her.
Well, she's always said that she liked Emerton better, or that at least she identified more with Emerton as a character.
Yeah, which I don't know what that says about what I think about myself. Because she's not the greatest.
You've done a lot of bad things.
Okay, let's see what everyone did. Oh, let's see. Sorry. Gwenna got 2 queries sent and meetings cleared out for the days. So she can actually write now.
Way to go, Gwenna. Congratulations. It's scary, but
So
exciting. Good job.
Is that
Yay.
30 queries now?
Ooh, is it
What number
30?
is she up to?
What's your
Oh,
total? Who do we have? Is this Loki?
This is Thor.
Thor. Okay. It's
Loki
hard
was
to tell.
entertaining.
It's just tail.
Yeah. So Loki's tail curls like an S. Like I can't make it. And Thor does like almost straight up.
Interesting. Okay. Grabbing his hammer.
So good job, CB.
CB.
I know.
We should do a warning, like there will be a sound at the end.
Sometimes I don't know. I didn't check the first one. I just picked it.
I knew the Lisa's. I should have warned you.
I knew Lisa's too. I knew there's music at the end, but still. At least it's raining and not snowing. Yeah.
Yes, I'll take snow over rain any day.
Yeah.
Made coffee and watched the latest Lightyear trailer and wrote 76 words.
Way to go, Cyanide. It's good progress. Yes.
It's dry here and sunny. I'm going to go for a walk after this stream. That sounds nice. Sent an email to one of my favorite businesses to get on the front lines of their affiliate program.
Which one?
I love
I'm curious.
to hear it. Yeah, who? You want to tell us who, or is it a surprise?
207.
Nice.
Way to go.
Check my email. Guess that isn't me.
Oh, yeah, I should check mine too. Like, well, I guess I didn't get one from me.
Hello, Christian. I don't think I've seen you before. So hello. 346. That's nice.
Way to go. Good word count.
Read some books with the little. Yay. Makes 32.
Way to
Nice.
go. Way to go. You've got this. I know.
Oh, and he heard you. He's coming back.
Oh, good. Good. That's where you were hoping to be, right, Tiffany? So you're on target for your goals. That's good.
Yay. Just did work. Understandable. Glad you had to work. Worked on 1 out of 3 poetry collections that I'm trying to finish. Cool. Soon.
I have noticed that my poetry people in sprints usually don't give a word count, which is why I said the thing about the 500 words. Have you guys noticed that with poetry people? It's usually like I worked on a poem or, I'm partially through. So I wonder if the word count thing isn't sort of detrimental to like their flow,
Because I mean, I don't count my words when I do poetry. It's just mainly like, did I finish the poem?
Right. And I don't do poetry because I'm not good at it. But I would try if someone wants to do a clinic. Show up.
I was going to do that for April because it's poetry month, but I did not. So.
Well, I'm glad you just didn't sit around and do nothing, Morgan.
Yeah.
Streaming every day. I don't know how you did this.
Yeah.
I say it every time I see you do it. And I'm like, I don't know how you did this.
It's not that bad. It just takes a lot of energy.
I was gonna say, and then the faking being
happy most days.
Faking being happy every day, that would be
yeah.
I want to do it for November coming this year, and so I'm trying out by being on other people's streams. And I'm on somebody's stream every day except for Mondays until I come onto yours next week, and then I'll be on every day that week.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know. And here's the thing. I think it's when you're hosting, it just takes a little extra energy.
Yeah. Yes.
And like, I just don't have it. Like, I admire the people that do, but
yeah, because she's got to click through all the comments. We get, we get to just hang out.
Exactly. Like, yeah, totally. Like, we just show up and have fun and like whatever. But yeah, hang in there. Are you doing this in July too? Are you gonna do like every day in July? Okay.
No. Some social issues of wealth, race, and entitlement of middle class, assuming everyone can afford to just pay for things that are not food or housing related.
Yeah.
Love poetry. Do it in any month, even if it's not poetry month. Yes, I will. I'll do something. Because, I mean, I'm not like a professional or anything. I normally just write poems when I feel an intense emotion. So all of my poems are really like emotional, deep poems.
I think I'm just afraid of it. I think I'm afraid of doing it because I don't quite know the rules and I don't quite, know what I'm supposed to be doing and how to do.
Yeah.
And so
I think
that's
once you learn the rules, like it's because you learn the rules to break the rules, because that's what poetry is. Yeah, because it can be anything, but you still you have to know the rules before you can break them.
Yes.
I mean, definitely free verse poetry. Some free verse poetry is like short stories almost. Like I've seen a lot like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, Starfish was very much that way, where like some of it felt very verse and some of it felt like that could have been a segment from a short story. So yeah, totally get that. Yeah. So if someone do a clinic and teach me, I'll show up.
It's gonna have some poetry stuff, but I kind of chickened out. Don't do it.
No, here's the thing.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
You were going to be inspirational to what she was saying, so mine was not. So you go
all I was going to say is, with rare exception, I have found this community is overwhelmingly supportive of one another, and it just takes time to find your people, and it takes time. I mean, that part does take time. I'll have been on here 2 years in June, and I still think I'm figuring out who my people are. So I would say put yourself out there. There will be lots of us here who will support you, and yes, do it. I can't wait to see what you have to say.
Yes.
I've been saying this too, that I have poetry that I would like to put on my channel. And I was like, this morning, I'm going to do it. And now we're talking about it. I'm like, the universe is telling me I need to do it. I need to put my poetry out there.
Yes, this is your moment. That is a very universe telling you. It's like,
yes, relevant.
Yeah, I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm. I'm not good at poetry, but I love it. I love listening to it, but I'm not a spoken word poet.
I was hoping somebody would do some sort of like an open mic night thing for poetry, just so I could sit and listen and kind of learn. I just haven't seen anybody step up and do it, and I have no business.
That would be
I have no business doing that.
Well, you have to really hear tone for spoken word poetry, and because I'm partially tone deaf, I've
Hard.
tried it, and I've had people like, well, this is where you want to enunciate it more. This is where you want to do it. And I'm like, but I can't hear that. So
Yeah.
I would love to
That's
see it
one
too.
thing
I like listening.
Will.
I just don't think I'd be the person to do it since I can't hear it very well.
Yeah.
But there's some people who are really I can hear the emotion in their words, and those ones those really entrap me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Amanda Gorman piece from the inauguration had me in chills. That was one of those poems where I was like, oh, see, that's why I don't write it. Because it can't be that.
I wouldn't be able to put like that emotion into the performance of it. Like I've read my poems because I write a lot of Christian poems too. So I read them at church and stuff. But there's so many people who can like put the emotion in I can't do all that.
Yeah.
I could just read it. Then you can add the emotion if you want. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know how you would market that. Because audiobooks do really well by saying full audiobook. You can put that tag on there. I don't know how poetry does.
Well, and I sort of feel like if there's an open niche, I would drive my channel right through the middle of it. So like if that isn't getting a lot of algorithmic love, I'd be putting poetry in every other post I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Just so it climbed in the search if people are searching for it. Oh. This is a higher ed problem all around.
Yeah, higher ed.
And again, I'm not defending the professor, but I'm just going to say I had, as a professor, very little power over the things my students had to have in class. The department decided that, and I just simply had to make sure it happened. Not making excuses, just I know Shannon and I have done this a couple times on these streams where we're like, don't necessarily hate the professor because we don't have as much power in that. But yeah.
At two of my colleges, I didn't get any choice over textbooks, and they would make the students buy several textbooks for English. And I'm like, really? We don't need 2 textbooks.
And expensive. The most expensive. Yes. I mean, it was like, it killed me because I'd be like, these kids cannot afford a $700 book, Yeah. It just killed. And that was used. I mean, that's what killed me. I was just like,
see, editing while running a stream is difficult. Yeah. I can write and run a stream, but because I don't really pay attention to the comments when I'm streaming. But yeah, I just think like the energy of like clicking through comments and stuff.
Same.
It's disappearing.
It's shrinking. Hey.
You love it.
Yeah.
You have a passion for it.
That's right.
It sounds good. It's good.
I like that vibe.
Yeah.
Yes. She did some photos for a preschool. So this is like, you know how those cute little school photos of like all the kids? So I was saying like, that was always my favorite time of the school year was like school photo day.
I hate it.
I just loved getting the little packet. You know what I mean? With like your class photo and your individuals. Loved it.
See, now I can write until they get finished, and I have to pick them up and deliver.
You've got this.
Oh, that's cool.
That's really cool.
Let's see. I read poetry accidentally and then decided to try it and be good at it.
I mean, I haven't watched that in, I bet, more than 20 years. I loved that movie, though. I don't know.
Oh, no. I ordered them wrong and I Start over.
Oh no.
Ruh-roh.
And yes, it's a 7. And this Radiant Life also says to do it if the comment will show. Okay. Fancy pour.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Sage Gordon Davis. I think
There
I've
is-
heard her.
Ashley Marie Egan is a channel I watch, pretty regularly when I can catch up on content. And she always does a poem at the end of her vlogs and stuff. And some of them made me cry. Like they're very, I don't know, they're just very, she hits me in my feels. So Ashley Marie Egan also does poetry, and Lauren Adele and her sister Nicole also do poetry pretty regularly on their channel. Portia Simmons does poetry. I'm trying to think who else are some of our poetry people, mostly poetry. I know there's someone else I'm not thinking. Oh, Sai Chi does some poetry on her channel as well. It's usually darker, but also good. Anita A.F. Stewart has a poetry.
She doesn't do it on her channel, but she publishes poetry books. I was just about to say her.
So yeah, Anita. But I'm trying to. Is there anybody else that I don't want to forget anybody.
Zarina Maka.
Oh, Zarina Maka. Yeah, Maka.
Yeah. Maka. I think it's Matcha. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna goof it up. Zarina.
Well, we gotta say it right here soon because we have an interview with her soon.
Yeah.
So we gotta
Yeah. I'm sure there's a bunch more.
Yeah, I was thinking there was someone else, and I can't.
Me too. There's somebody that it's always their thing, and I'm blanking on who it is, and I'm gonna be like, oh, of course.
It's not JC, is it? JC?
JC does both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's okay. It's somebody I know. Living the dream. Oh, yes.
Oh, she just said it.
Yes. Camille Myrick. Yes, I know that name.
I don't think Camille's on YouTube anymore. I used to write quite a bit. I really didn't get through some of the darkest times of my life. Yes, that's what my poetry is for, to get me through dark times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I need glasses. I'm always like, what does that say?
Glasses?
Yeah, these are just blue light glasses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can send you my blue light /1+ readers if you want. They're lifesavers. But I don't think you're there yet. You're probably not ready for them. But they do have the blue light readers if you want them. They're lifesavers.
To dance to one of my favorite dances I've ever done was to a poem called Typical Thursday.
Love that.
It's like interpretive dance.
Yeah. Yay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All the things you did great, Sabrina.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that's what I think. So
Somebody do that.
Someone do that for us.
I don't know if I have the energy to plan it.
I don't think I have the energy right now either, not with the AWC
or the
going
time
on.
or anything.
I don't even have that going on. I'm just like, I can't. I'm just like, I'm not even working on anything. I just can't. Oh my gosh. That's so frustrating because, I can think of several students. I could not pay for the whole book, but I did try to help pay for books when I knew students were struggling. Or, and this will get me in trouble, I did copy
the pages. Yeah,
I did that a lot. I had to. I had students that could not afford it.
Yeah.
So,
and what I would do, because you're only supposed to technically do 10% of any book, right?
Yep.
Because otherwise you're violating.
Right. Right.
So what I would do is I would copy up to the 10% that I could for my students. And then I'd ask other classmates if they wouldn't mind copying the next 10% and give it to because I always put my students in groups from the very beginning, from the first day of the class. So I would tell them within their groups, help each other out.
I, unlike Shannon, just went ahead and violated that copyright. So come for me. I just copy them. I did not get that creative. I just went ahead and got it. So,
Oh, I'm really behind the comments.
yeah, you have a pop in chat.
Hmm?
You have a pop in chat.
It's
People
good.
are chatting it up totally.
Yep. It's good for your algorithm.
That is true. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't have anything published. Only have my personal book of poetry. Some of it's sexy, some of it's dark, and some of it's about love. None of it's shared. I have a few on YouTube. I took them down because the video quality was bad. I'll probably redo them at some point.
I'd love to see it.
I'm hoping the next poetry collection I publish turns out better.
With each one, they'll be better, right? Because you'll learn new things. You'll know more experience.
Yeah. Read through my journal, including my poetry book. Oh gosh.
Oh, that's a nope. That's a nope.
Mm.
That's a big violation.
Yeah.
I would not be okay with me. I feel like you'll know. You're in the loop.
Let's see, but I remember them always being asked, how do you work and raise 3 kids with that? We hunt and pray. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would love that. DL Tillery, something you can, I don't know if she wants to chat about this in her interview, but she has a very large following for her belly dance channel. Like thousands of subscribers. Large.
I didn't know she had a belly dance channel.
She does. She founded a belly dance conference, body positivity. She's very interesting. Danette's a really interesting character.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's a lot to chat about there.
Okay. Well, thanks for the insight.
Really publishing related, so I'm like, I don't know if that'll help.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm putting together her show outline right. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, I was just thinking like a different way to talk about like with the dance and stuff. Like that is performative, and maybe there's a way to connect that to the writing.
Well, it could be about her life, but I am going through all the questions, and we actually have quite a few questions for her. So I'm like, are we going to make it in the hour?
Yeah.
Because besides what you saw, Morgan, I showed her those questions and stuff, and she was like, "Oh, how about this and how about that?" And we've added 3 more questions since you and Ben looked at the questions that she wanted in there. So I was like, "Okay, so we have more questions." Because I didn't know she has 3 pen names.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know that until she told me about it.
Yeah. But Richard. He's probably like, why aren't you answering my texts? Because I'm not.
Oh, that's good. You should write some.
Yeah. It makes my heart happy. And if you're in a better place, then you know that someone's not going to violate you.
Yeah.
I know. It makes me think of, what was that book when we were kids about the
Indian in the cupboard?
Indian in the cupboard?
Yes.
My mom loved that
story. I probably should reread it to see how it holds up to today.
Right.
I don't think it
will hold up, Bill.
I saw someone do a stream on it, but I don't. It's been too long now.
Yeah, I haven't read it since I was a child, so I should preface that with loved it in the early 80s.
We loved it before we knew.
Yeah. Did you watch the movie too?
Yeah, I've seen the movie. Too long.
Yeah. My mom loved the movie too. I used to watch it all the time.
Didn't even know there was a movie. Jiminy
We used
Christmas.
to do that for scripting the book. Let's see.
Agreed.
That would be awesome. Yes. So whoever needs to plan the poetry reading stream.
That's a good idea. Run it past her.
I would love to have a garden and acres and
Same.
planting things.
Did garden.
I just can't. I kill plants. I honestly think it's something to do with my something in my skin, because like my mom's skin interacts with like jewelry, so she wears off like enamels and stuff on jewelry. Well, when I touch plants, it doesn't matter what it is. The older I've gotten, the worse it's gotten. But I start breaking out. I get red bumps all up and down my arms, and they're itchy until I wash it off. And I have always killed plants. Every time I tried to get something to thrive and live, they die. And I thought, well, maybe it's not just the plant interacting with my skin. I'm interacting with them too. And maybe it's something in my skin that kills them. That's the only thing I can think of.
You're like poison ivy, like the real life plant series.
But to plants.
Yeah. That'd be a killer Halloween costume. Now that we know. I have so many thoughts and feelings about the cost.
15% more. Oh.
Ooh.
But I think we would put the word out in the community. We can make it happen. Yes.
Take a page from Shannon's book. Nia and I did something similar with the meetup. Do some kind of an announcement video that you can point people back to, because I'm sure this is true for Shannon too. There will be well, what about this? What about that? Well, it's easier to answer all the frequently asked questions and just say like, check out the video. That'll save you a lot of time. And then it's also easier to put a form in the description box. So point people to that, some sort of a form that will help you. Oh, yay. I'll go check it out.
Comes into play rightly so. Looking at my peers and courses, to be honest, but it got me a degree, so it's a win.
Totally.
I didn't write again for years after that. It was a really ugly incident and violated me deeply. It took me so long to be able to put down words again. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that way.
Yeah. I'd honestly feel that way if someone went through my phone that way. I mean, even though there's nothing in there to like hide, I was the same way. It's just like, why are you looking through my conversations or whatever? Like weird.
So funny. I don't have to worry about my husband ever doing that because he doesn't like to read anyways.
There is nothing going on your phone. I'm just like, yeah, agree. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Same.
You'd probably notice some of that guilt fade away. I don't finish writing.
That might be true, Eva. There might be a correlation between the guilt becomes less when you complete the thing, that maybe the guilt stays there when you're not completing it because you feel like you're taking time away, but you're not finishing the task. That could be true. There could be something.
Yeah.
Shannon, our psychologist on board, could dig into that.
Annie.
Oh, Annie. Annie, I've got a whole bunch of X's you can go punch.
Me too. Start a list.
Exactly. Oh, the pictures is where I was waiting for someone to say. I have an X with the picture thing that you punch him in the throat. I'm sorry. I'm glad you can talk about it and warn others.
I don't know what that means, but we'll figure it out.
I love that Eva energy. I'm down to sponsor it. Don't know what it means, but here we go.
You're welcome.
We love you. Yay!
Oh.
I love that.
Yeah.
Karma. I'd be surprised if some of my exes could read, to be honest. Just in general.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And I have.
This story.
That should be on a t-shirt. We're writers. We can kill them over and over and over.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Death will not be your savior. Oh, why?
That's awful.
Sorry.
Yeah. Right? It's like, just don't do that and it won't be fun. Oh my gosh, that sounds delicious. Laura, you're killing me. How's the clotted cream? Go ahead and just make me jealous now.
Hello, Emmy. Okay.
Is it that time?
Do a sprint. Yes. And I know about the music this time. There's music at the end, everyone. Let's not get scared. Okay, 20 minutes on the clock, and we'll come back and chat again. And time's up. I didn't have the sound on the timer.
I didn't hear it.
So how did that sprint go for everybody?
But plugging along.
I got the script put together for us and finishing up the outline now for DL Tillery.
Nice.
Progress.
Yeah.
I wrote 557.
Morgan, you're killing it.
Yeah.
How long are
Still in
your
Shaw's
chapters?
chapter?
Yeah.
How long are your chapters?
Mine are pretty long. Usually they're like I say an average of like 3,000 words or more.
So you're at least a good third through it
Yeah.
at this point. Way to go.
My chapters tend to be short.
Mm-hmm.
Same. I'm trying to keep mine at 2K or less.
I just write until I feel like it's done.
I'm the same.
And
I think I
go
to
long.
mine are shorter, my thoughts, I guess.
Yeah.
One, I think it depends on the story. I think it depends on the narrator.
Yeah.
Right? I was reading a
Well,
book.
and
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought you were done. Go.
No, all I was going to say, I read a book a couple of weeks ago, The Insiders, where it was a longer middle grade book, but the narrator was like more wordy, and or
Yeah.
I think of the Series of Unfortunate Events, those books, the Lemony Snicket books, similar, really wordy narration, so longer chapters. So just depends.
But she's not wordy at all. Morgan is not a wordy writer. So I'm always so surprised that her chapters are long, because when I get through, I'm like, well, I feel like that went by quick. It didn't feel that long.
Well, that's good. Because sometimes I feel like it's too long.
Well, and I love that. In reading the first book, I was like, Morgan's so quiet, but her books are chatty. That's where Morgan talks.
That is. It's been that way my whole life. Let's see how people in the comments did. Stephanie showed up running errands. She's probably not here, but hello.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how's the house project coming? You guys are looking.
And Nia popped in. Hello.
Speaking of house problems.
And JC, we were just talking about you. You're putting on a poetry event, didn't you know? No, I'm just kidding.
We put you in charge of a poetry event.
Finished off a scone. It was tall and flaky. I pulled it into 3 for maximum preserves and clotted cream. Almost cried. It was so good.
My stomach is growling.
I can only find clotted cream in one place here, and I go there for scones just because I know I can get it. So, feel it. Way to go, Stevie.
Was reading.
Nice.
Which, as we discussed, is also writing.
I was thinking that in my head.
Started lunch, swapped laundry, walked the dog, and annoyed the child with love.
Perfect. Potty training, Godspeed.
186, nice.
Way to go.
Hello.
Jordan.
100 words.
Way to go.
It's a nice even number.
It is.
We were chatting poetry live streams and workshops earlier. That sound like a thing you'd be interested in added to your task list? Yes, let us know.
We'll all show up. I know.
Yeah. Started plotting the YA, then got sidetracked with the relationship between my MC and her childhood enemy. Started a short where they become enemies to lovers as adults. Ooh, that sounds fun.
Oh, love that.
Yeah.
Ordered some lunch, fixed some things on my Facebook page, took care of a bot on one of my videos.
Ooh, good job.
Tons of those.
Yeah.
Lots.
Concur.
Like, hello, dear. Read my message, please.
Yeah.
Do you get those comments on your videos?
What comment?
They say, hello, dear. Please read my message.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got one. Hello, dear. Please read your email. And I haven't even.
Yeah.
I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
And you start laundry and get something to eat.
When you do laundry.
I have to finish
Lots of
laundry.
I know everybody's
It's in the washing machine. Should probably put it in the dryer.
There you go.
Eat some tea and breakfast. Feel like I'm never going to get to writing. Me.
Oh, you will.
$3.95.
Crushing it, Mama Maggie.
Got some work done and consume the available snackage. Would definitely be ready for an afternoon nap if not being on the clock.
Everyone's talking about food. I've been hungry.
I know. It's about lunchtime. About that time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like we have a good. Oh, CB, that's makes me a little sad. It's one of my absolute favorite things. And I can't do a lot of dairy, but I will do that dairy. One of the things I wanted to just ask about, because we were chatting a little bit about backstage, but I see a lot of people in chat are romance people. So general question, how do we feel about romance that may not have steamy scenes? And what are your ideas for marketing them appropriately if they don't have sex on the page? Thoughts, feels, give us your feedback. We're curious.
I so absolutely love you, Barrett. That's like my quandary here, and you're just bringing it out for everyone to weigh in, and I would love that. And you're just, it was so awesome of you to bring that up.
Well, I just noticed so many people talking about romance, right? So it's like, these are the readers who would, because to me, it wouldn't bother me at all. You know what I mean? I like romance, whether it's on the page or not.
Yeah.
And, being perfectly honest, I don't necessarily want to see on the page in the straight romances. Not that I don't love y'all. I think it's amazing. But it's like, I'm always a little bit like, oops, next page.
I'm like that with any sex scene that's on the page.
Agreed, right? But I think that's different for everybody a little bit. So I'm just curious as to like what you guys think about it, and if there's like a niche that fits into cleanly. Ideas for marketing, because I think that's the trick, right? Is like figuring out how to market it so that expectations aren't missed.
Yeah.
And here's my first series does not fit nicely into any genre. It's YA fantasy, but when people think YA fantasy, they think more urban, or they may think more like Sarah Moss, and I'm not in any of that. I am totally my own, and so it's been hard to market it. So I thought, romance fantasy, this is a growing genre. I could do this. But then everything I'm seeing in my research is that readers want those steamy scenes, and I don't want to do steamy. And so I'm like, great, am I writing something else that's not going to have a market?
Right. Well, I know there's a market for it. It's just a matter of figuring out like what it is and what it's called, to then know how to like find, because I know for Amazon it's all about the keywords, right? So it's going to be crucial to like know what those folks might be searching for, and how to fit it, because we can't be alone. We can't be the only people.
Yeah. I don't think I have a preference on if it's on page or not. Like if it's not, then it's fine. And if it is, then it's fine.
Right.
Yeah, I read either way.
Yeah. I mean, 50 Shades I read. Like, let's be real. So I read all that, and there was a lot going on in there. I was like, I should have. Yes, we were thinking you could run it.
Yes, like an open mic night type thing. Or a poetry workshop where you teach us how to write poetry. Either or.
Or both.
Or both. Let's see.
JC, I just approved that comment. I have no idea why they were not letting it post. Oh, because you said sex scenes. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that too. It says show or hide. I'm like, show?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, it's because we're using the word sex. I was like, I now know why.
And I just got one with Richard doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yep. Richard, I might see now that I see your comment. I see why yours might have been held, sir.
Yeah.
Good, sir. Yeah, well. Rich, I just got that way too late. Richard, stop it. You're supposed to be in a cupboard at work.
And I don't plan to do the naked abs on the cover. I have a very clear image of I want the female and the male. The male is a dragon shifter, so I want a dragon and a female for all my covers.
That is a really good point, right? I mean, that's a good point. I think you're totally right, Laura. That does set expectations from like the get-go.
Mm.
Yeah. See, here you go. Yeah.
Yeah, but I have to decide what I'm going to do because I'm doing a 4-book series and it should be, I can't have steam in one and not have steam in the other because it'll mislead readers about the whole series.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was a thing. I'd never
Clean
heard
romance.
of that. I hadn't heard of that.
I have heard it, but I don't know enough about it. Is it really romance readers are voracious readers? That's everything I've always heard, right? It's the best-selling genre to get into. Will I be missing the majority of those readers by doing clean romance? Like, how big is that market for clean romance? I don't know.
I would assume it's pretty big. I mean, because
so?
romance is like the biggest, genre. And I feel like not everybody could want those sex scenes.
Well, and I imagine Christian folk would probably be
Christian
into
romance is a huge market.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think they'd be more into reading.
Not that you have to market it like that,
but I don't know if they'll read fantasy stuff.
Right.
Just because I know my background, when I was in the church, they told me stop writing fantasy. I'm like, but that's what I like to write.
Same.
So if I market clean romance, but it's fantasy, I'm going to miss out on the Christian and the just religious side altogether.
Got it. I get now. That makes that I'm tracking now. That makes more sense.
Yeah, because we have an Amish romance writer who's coming on the Self-Publishing Tips and Tricks show. So I think that's really, really, really interesting. I don't think the Amish would read about my dragons.
Well, we never know. We shouldn't say.
Yeah,
we shouldn't assume. We never know. Maybe.
They don't like violence, though. They don't like violence at all.
I did a quick Google search, and it says it's the second best-selling genre.
Clean romance?
Clean romance.
Really?
But I was just on a quick Google search of, is there a market for clean romance?
If it's on Google, it must be true. So,
and that was from Kindle or Kboard's Kindle Forum answer.
Oh, those two tend to be older, but it probably still holds true today. Because Kboards, I think there's not really a whole lot of updated stuff on there. But romance has been the best-selling genre for decades.
Yeah. So there has to be some clean romance readers.
Yes.
I would feel.
No, not doing erotica.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of agree with JC and what Jabria was saying, and Jordan. I think it's the key is going to be in the marketing, Laura with the cover, like all of that is going to kind of play into, I think, the expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. Gay romance writer.
Okay.
I would love to read your books, Christian. So I'll have to find them.
I do notice a lot of.
That's what I'm finding.
Like steamy.
That romance readers, they expect the steamy. Even if you market it as romance and not erotica, most romance, like I'm going to have to make sure I put on my blurb that this is a clean, wholesome romance or something, because otherwise they're going to believe that it already has steam in it.
Yeah, for sure. Christian, is your screen name your pen name? Because I do want to read your books. What I would say about my romance books is I always notice a difference in the steamy scenes when they are written by family and when they are written by street ladies. I can always tell. I'm like, well, that isn't quite how that goes normally. But
have you read Serena Machas?
I have not. I have not, but I do know she writes. We've talked about it. We've talked about some of the things that I don't like, but things that like I'll stop reading if I'm like womp womp.
Gotcha.
But I have not read them yet, and I think she has lesbian and gay.
She has straight, lesbian, and gay. Mm-hmm. She has all of them.
Yeah, in her stories.
And I think she said that her male is the most best-selling of her books.
I listen. Yes, I believe it.
Oh my God.
Yes. Oh. Well. All right, Maggie.
And see, I would do that.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't want to do the
It can
whole
be
naked
steamy without being like,
Yeah, on the page. Yeah.
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 I don't think I've ever tried.
would say I
I tried in high school where I knew nothing. So yeah, that was interesting.
Have you gone back and read that now that you know something?
Yes, I have. And I'm like, wow, this was awful.
Learned a lot since then. Yeah, I've never tried, so I don't know. I feel like it would be awkward. Yeah, there are some things with that I just don't need. I don't need to film it. There are certain things that I'm like, I'm good.
No 50 Shades of Grey with starring Barrett.
Not with me. I don't have it.
So
yeah, I
graphic.
mean, I bet it's a spectrum for each reader, you know.
Yeah.
And then especially if it's YA, isn't it?
You know, I haven't decided on that, because if I market it as YA fantasy, then it's almost a guarantee that I'll find the right audience, because YA shouldn't have on the page.
Right.
But I kind of want to break away from the YA.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm teetering on whether or not.
I pray for the day that new adult becomes a category. Like that it's a legit category that people spend time in and separates between adult, because it's such a section of life between when you're a high schooler and when you're like kind of becoming an adult. There is a huge chunk of life stuff that happens there that should have its own place, I think. So get on it, Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when it reads sexy scenes there with a lot of metaphors.
Yeah. That's some of the TikToks that I watch where they read like women or men writing women and like explaining like their uterus or how periods work.
Make it stop.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
That was the one that we had to approve, and I said, Richard, I might see why that one had to be approved.
Yeah. You know, Anna and the CL was so close that when I first read that, I said anal.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's how I saw it too. I thought, oh boy, Richard. But, yeah.
Sweet romance, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so I've heard of the sweet romance, but I wonder if there's a difference between, and that's what I need to get into next, is the difference between sweet and clean. Yeah. I refuse to read 50 Shades.
You're not missing a lot, CD. Let me just.
Yeah, but mine's not going to be Christian. I'm going to be talking about witches, which I think I'm just going to turn into fae. So it's going to be fae and dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about this. You've been talking about it forever.
Yeah. I mean, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts about romance, so I heard about this, but I don't think that they'll do a dragon series on there anytime soon.
Oh, yeah.
I could never bring myself to write Christian romance, even as a Christian. Like, no, thank you.
Fiction. Listen, I've tried it. It's just not my thing.
Yes, leave some things to the imagination.
Totally.
I definitely appreciate all the input.
It wasn't steamy enough before.
Huh. Okay.
Would you like to come up with? Is he self-published? No, he has a publisher.
Yeah.
So maybe type.
But if you have any self-published works, Christian, Shannon has a podcast that's for self-published authors. So if you're interested in that, I think
that I co-host with Morgan.
Yeah, and Ben Pick of Running to Write. And same thing. If you're trad pubbed and would like to be on, I would have you on to discuss your career. I have lots of feels about my gay romance. I love it. I love my gay romance stories. Clunky and ugly experience. I understand that. Yeah. The Baptist Church said not to. Harry Potter.
Oh, Harry Potter.
When I wear my Harry Potter shirts to church, I get looks. And I'm like,
Oh yeah,
I don't care. I'm reading it. I love it.
Don't read it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't plan to have infidelity or abuse, so I guess I probably fall right into clean romance with that then.
Yeah, Baptist did.
Well, mine's not denominational, so
Yeah.
they don't like it either.
It's just so funny to me, like if you think about all the stories in the Bible that you're like,
Exactly.
really? Like,
how are you against violence and
magical things
things happening?
I need
But
help.
Okay.
Like, I need a booktuber to review the Bible. That's what I need to happen. I need a booktuber to do a deep dive review.
A lot of hate
on the Bible. I am so
comments.
sure. I'm so sure, but I will love you if you do it.
Same. But I
don't
get questioned about it a lot.
She says she's Christian and she reads fantasy, but I think the difference is I don't think I can market my book to the Christian audience.
Nope.
Right. Or I think it just may it makes
right, may not convert.
Right.
Yeah.
Shirtless on the cover. Yes.
I mean, if he's always shirtless. There you go. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, cool. That's it. Jordan is given all the hot tips. Thank you, Jordan. Get up here. We'll send you a link. Get up here. Join us. Didn't mind me reading. Interesting. Isn't it funny? The things,
It is. The things that they're okay with and then not okay with. Or some people are okay with not.
Yep. The Baptist thing, I feel you, Jabria.
But you've already done fade to black sex scenes in my books that are published, so.
Yeah, I think you're good, Shannon. I think you're getting the green light.
Oh my gosh, there's so many comments.
I know. I was like, you got a ways to go.
I'm very behind. Okay. I'm just going to skim now. Oh, do you all want to end or do you want to do another sprint? Because it's 11:30. That looks like Barrett wants to end.
No. I can do one more.
I think with Richard so they say to write what you know, but we don't know everything. So you have to do your research and try to get into that headspace and then have someone who is your target audience read it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think what I would say to Richard is I wouldn't attempt it because as silly as this sounds, that wouldn't be the story that would grow in my mind, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like when I think of a romantic story, it probably wouldn't be with straight characters, right? Like that isn't how my brain works. Christian would be able to give a better answer to that as a romance writer, I'm sure.
I defaulted to that too because I'm okay writing a female scene because I have a female sex scene fade to black in my second book, but when I got to male, I just didn't do it. And I was like, I didn't realize until afterward that I had my own biases in there because I was like, I wouldn't know how to do a male to male,
Sure.
So.
Well, and one of the biggest group of readers of male romance is women, straight women, which I did not know, which is why so many women write it, which was interesting. Didn't know it.
Well, that could be a bad loop because if women who are straight read male romance, but they don't know what it may look like, and if women who write it don't know what it looks like, then they're just perpetuating the wrong thing happening possibly.
This is why I want to have Christian on and have a discussion. Yes, but yes, essentially, yes. That's the discussion Zarina and I have had over and over. Too much detail. It's too much. Yeah. Oh, I get it with the hyperfan. Didn't even think about that. Yes.
I'm just skimming through the comments now. Sorry, everybody.
It's
let's see. The adult college subcategory.
Chris Ogden.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find them and read them, my friend.
Don't make me do it again. Yeah, I think it's mainly like the devout types. Lisa. Sorry, just
Well, I
kidding.
don't think Shannon's wanting to go with a publisher anyway. I think,
Yeah.
I'm gonna look these up. And again, I'd love to have you on. Shannon would love to have you on. If let's see, are any of these self?
No, it looks like he's all traditionally published. Yeah.
I would love to have you on specifically for this discussion. I'd love to have Jordan, any of my romance folks, to come on and discuss romance and the specifics of it.
I would love to see something about the traditional side of publishing and gay romance as well for the AWC. That would be awesome.
Yes.
That is true. Christian, you should apply. Shannon wants me to, and I'm just like, I can't organize anything right now. I just don't want to talk to anybody. Same. There's one or two that I like, but yeah. Same.
Okay. Sorry if I missed your comments, but I wanted to skim through the rest of them.
I see all your comments. So one last?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, 20 minutes on the clock, and then we will come back and wrap it up. All right, end of our last sprint. How do we do?
I put up the CGL prompt, first one in a month.
Yay.
Nailed it. So doing things again like I used to do, so that feels good. I like this one. I may have to write a story for it. I forgot my own brilliance until I put it up. And I was like, that's a good prompt.
That's always nice.
I know. I was like, that's a good one.
I am a writer. That's right.
I know. Well, I'd done them like back in February, so I'd totally, forgotten until I opened the file. I was like, oh yeah, you have all these prompts in here. You should use them.
Yeah. Well, I finished up the script and outline other than researching our next author. And, because at the very end, we say on June 1st, we're going to have Zarina Matcha, who blah, 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 blah. So I forgot the blah, blah, blah part. So, but other than that, I thought I'll move on. I'm a little bored with doing that one. So I started making my very first group promo on Story Origin to do the week that my Blood of Lily will be free, and the other two books will be 99 cents at the launch of Tears of the Marigold, June 6th through the 10th. So I'm putting together a group promo, but I don't know how many people will join because it's like a month and a half away. And some people put the group promos up like 2-3 months out in advance. So we'll see.
So tell me, I don't quite know enough. So Story Origin is that like newsletter builder, or is that what it is? It's like a newsletter sharing thing?
That's only one portion of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can join a group promo to build your newsletter list, your subscribers. You can do a group promo to give away books. You can join a group promo to give away reader magnets to get people on your newsletter list, or to give away ARCs. But people have to sign up for that as well to get your ARC. So yeah, so it just depends on what promo you do.
And you're going more giveaway to kind of eyeballs on the release. Is that kind of more what this will be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because Blood of Lily will be free those 5 days, and my other two will be. So I'm doing it as a giveaway, so free or 99-cent books. Yeah, so anybody can join with that. Yeah, on Story Origin, you have to be on Story Origin to take advantage, and it's fantasy, so it's only fantasy giveaways.
Right. The reason I ask is I am gonna, I think, try the newsletter game this summer, like in June when I hit my 2-year. I think I'll finally do a newsletter again. I'd be like, well, it's about time. It's been 2 years. So I'm curious because I'm going to try and do some of those like group newsletter things. So I'm curious if anyone wants to like teach us how to do that.
Yes.
Well, I have what do you mean, to get onto Story Origin and stuff like that? I mean,
you did a Story Origin video.
I did one on Story Origin.
I was thinking of more of like just for people who don't have something published yet. Like I just don't have a clear idea of what I would do. So I read Ninja, but I'm like, I need some ideas, I guess.
If you were going to go onto like Story Origin or Book Funnel or any of those, you need all you need is a story. So it doesn't even have to be published. If you've got a good story that has a beginning, middle, and end, it can't be on a cliffhanger. You can use that to get people on your newsletter list and join group promos and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. All right. Good to know.
Okay. During that sprint, what did I do? What did I do? I wrote a couple words on my chapter, and then I was curious about the scene that I wrote in my first book, so I went and read that, and I was laughing at that for a while. And then I looked over Zarina's questions, and then I sent Shannon an email.
Oh, yay, so I can get that done today. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. But yeah, I was laughing for a while about my story. And how many adverbs I use. Oh my gosh, it was like tenderly, sweetly, softly, every word.
Very, very tender. Way to go, Christian.
Well,
crushing it.
Did you notice what your word was that you said all the time in your second book?
No.
Well, it's actually a phrase, but is standing. You should just Control F and put those two words in, and you'll see how many times you use it.
I don't notice until I go back.
Yeah. That's what your CPs are there for, though, right? Is to be like, hey, do you know how many times you said cross this way? Or like the thing I always say, overuse, way overuse. And I'm like, nope, didn't know.
Because in my first book, it was like I would do begins to or starts to. Like she
Yeah.
started to, he began to. So, yeah.
Way to go, CB. Good round.
Nice. Broke 81K. Awesome.
Way to
Wow.
go. Way to go. Way to go.
96. Flash fiction got 375.
Yes. Love it.
219.
Oh. Mm.
I love Maggie.
Okay.
Always makes me laugh.
Maybe not hungry anymore. No.
Ooh, that sounds delicious. What did you have? Because we're getting hungry. Yeah. I know. Richard has a Yeah. Although that's a bad word with our friend Zara. So I only say tofu. Yes, that's the idea.
Yeah. I mean, so I know, Barrett, you've written tons of stuff. I know Nia has written tons of stuff. You just take what you think, people like. I mean, get some reader feedback from your buddies, your reader buddies, and choose one of those stories to put up there. And you don't even have to do one. You can do multiple.
Yeah, I was thinking I may put together like just short stories and flash. I've been inspired by reading Laura's because she set this latest anthology out with like micro flash and then flash and then short stories. So it like builds as the book goes or the reading goes. So something maybe like that.
That'd be cool.
I'll figure something out. We'll figure it out. Salmon with spinach. Okay, I'm gonna have to Google that. Is that maybe a type of pasta?
Tagliatelle?
Oh, yeah, it's a type of pasta. So it's traditional type of pasta from a particular region of Italy. Long, flat ribbons, similar to the shape of fettuccine, but a different consistency. Learned so much today. We're doing newsletters and pasta and clean romance.
And romance.
We covered it all.
All right. Well, that's it.
That's it. That's all she wrote.
So you guys want to give outros?
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Barrett Laurie. Over my channel, I talk about my path to traditional publishing. I write stories about ordinary queer kids living extraordinary lives. I host Critique Group Live every second Thursday of the month. I also host a chat show on Mondays at 1 p.m. But throughout April, I'm doing writing sprints. So next Monday will be our last. Is that the last Monday in April? I should have looked at the calendar. If it is the last sprint before I move back into the chatty streams. So come and hang out. Would love to see you. Thanks for having me, Morgan. And I will see you again Sunday. Perfect. I have a planner for that.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shannon. I write under the pen name SC Houston. And I have a channel under the same name of SC Houston where I publish content about writing and my self-publishing journey and what works for me, what doesn't work for me. I also do a podcast with my co-hosts, Morgan Lee and Ben Pick, about self-publishing tips and tricks, where we dig into what's working for other self-published authors and their marketing tactics and what doesn't work for them as well. And then I'm also one half of the duo with Jenna O'Malley doing the first AuthorTube writing conference coming to the YouTube/AuthorTube community in July of 2022. Now, this is just like a regular writing conference that you would think of. We are still looking for speakers to sign up to present information on writing and or publishing, anything under the umbrella or cross mixture of that information. I put the link for the AuthorTube Writing Conference website in the chat, so you can check out our website. And so I noticed that one thing that I was on Haley's channel last night, and there was some confusion about what do you present, because it is happening on YouTube and we talk about it in the AuthorTube community, but it's not AuthorTube centric. It's writing centric. So we're looking for topics that are about writing. I want this to feel like, we want this to feel like this is any other writing conference that you could go to, but it's free. So you don't have to pay for it. So it's a virtual writing conference. So.
Or catch anything. So 2 bonuses. You don't have to pay and you won't get sick.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So still looking for speakers. The deadline for the applications closed May 15th. And then I'm back with Morgan on Saturday here on her channel.
Okay, thank you both. Let's see, what do I have to plug? I'll still be here every day until the end of April.
Time.
And then Sunday we have Scripting the Book that I do with Nia the Vixen of Fiction and Ben Pick and Natalie Locke, and we are doing Bridgerton. So come hang out with us there. And that is all.
Oh, the write-a-thon.
Oh, Town Junction.
This weekend.
This
weekend, don't kill me. Yes, thank you, Shannon. Town Junction this weekend, Saturday through Sunday. I think it starts at 11:30 Eastern on Michael's channel, and then there's a playlist that will be in Michael's, and then all of our videos that link to all of the streams. So come, write words, do things. I look forward to seeing you.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right. Well, everybody have a great day, and we will see you next time.